Hello, my name is Sonali Chopra. Welcome back to another episode of Around the World. When two travelers have to travel on the same route, they often hold each other's hands. This scene is very visible in present-day global geopolitics. Recently, Russian President Vladimir Putin reached North Korea, where he was given a grand welcome. The history of diplomatic relations between the two countries is about 7 decades old. During this time, the relationship between the two countries has also faced many complications. Although the train of relations is once again back on track, amidst all this, it is natural to raise the question of why is the closeness increasing between Russia and North Korea? What is the meaning of the relations between the two countries at the global level? So in today's episode, we will discuss these questions, but first, let us know the history of the relations between Russia and North Korea. North Korea, located in the easternmost part of the Asian continent, borders China in the north and Russia in the far northeast. Also, there is a strip of land about 155 miles long and about 2.5 miles wide, which is known as the demilitarized zone, which separates North Korea from South Korea. On the other hand, if we talk about Russia, it is spread across 2 continents. Its border touches Finland in Europe and Japan in Asia. Talking about political relations apart from the geographical landscape, the Democratic Republic of Korea was established in the year 1948 in the northern part of the Korean peninsula, which is known as North Korea. However, just 2 years after its establishment, the Korean War started in 1950, in which the Soviet Union and China provided military assistance to North Korea, while on the other hand, the United States of America came forward to help South Korea. Although a ceasefire was signed in the year 1953, the fighting did not end formally, and North and South Korea remained divided into 2 parts. While the United States of America was seen standing with South Korea, on the other hand, North Korea got the support of the Soviet Union. With this, a friendship treaty was signed between the two in 1961, in which the Soviet Union assured security to North Korea. Everything went well between the two countries for about 3 decades, but in 1990, the then Supreme Leader of the Soviet Union, Mikhail Rybak, recognized South Korea, and this move of the Soviet Union shook the foundation of its relations with North Korea. Later, in 1995, Russia broke its friendship treaty with North Korea, and the bitterness in the relations between the two countries had now taken a bigger form. But time took a turn, and the power of the Russian government came into the hands of Vladimir Putin, who gave a new direction to relations with North Korea. It is noteworthy that after Putin's arrival, the relations between the two countries improved. In an attempt to strengthen the relations, Russia waived off 90% of the outstanding debt on North Korea in 2014. Interestingly, this debt was taken during the Soviet Union era. North Korea supported Russia in the Russia-Ukraine conflict, which itself isolated from the world. Let us now come out of the past to the present time. If we talk about Russia and North Korea in the present time, then both nations seem boarded on the same boat currently. As Russia's list of friends is very short, and the same is the case with North Korea, also both countries are facing many types of international sanctions. Due to the sanctions imposed by Western countries, the international trade of these countries has also declined. Also, in the peace summit held in Switzerland recently, Western countries declared to seize Russian assets and give the interest received to Ukraine, which gave a big shock to Russia. More or less, the same case is with North Korea. It is noteworthy that despite the United Nations refusal, North Korea continues to test dangerous weapons, due to which it is also under the purview of sanctions. Now, in such a situation, it is obvious for Russia and North Korea to become allies. both countries are engaged in the exercise of achieving their interest through cooperation. Now understand that it is becoming difficult for Russia to procure enough weapons in the war with Ukraine. In such a situation, if media reports are to be believed, North Korea is helping Russia. At the same time, according to a research, North Korea has provided about 50 lakh cannon shells to Russia. In return, North Korea wants many modern technologies from Russia. Along with this, according to the recent agreement, if one country is attacked and pushed into a state of war, then the other will have to deploy all means at its disposal without any delay to provide military and other assistance. It is noteworthy that this agreement can prove to be the strongest relationship between Moscow and Pyongyang since the end of the Cold War. Looking at the current situation, it would not be wrong to say that both the countries are currently trapped in the web of sanctions. In such a situation, along with helping each other, both the countries are engaged in fulfilling their interest by weighing the profit and loss. Now is the turn of Sunday's special episode in which we talk about some other important international news. Russian President Vladimir Putin arrived in Vietnam after signing a defense agreement with North Korea. Putin has arrived in Vietnam after the year 2017. The US has condemned Putin's visit to Vietnam. It is worth noting that after the war with Ukraine, Russia is facing many sanctions. In such a situation, Russia is directly targeting those countries which do not have good relations with America. The bitterness of China-Taiwan relations is not hidden from anyone, where in the past, by surrounding Taiwan with warships, fighter planes and coastguard ships, China demonstrated its ability to gain control over the island. On the other hand, Taiwan's president 𝐈𝐀𝐒 has responded to China saying that Taiwan will not bow down to any kind of pressure. It is worth noting that China considers Taiwan as its part, but Taiwan considers itself an independent nation apart from China. Philippines and China were seen face to face in the South China Sea. Actually, China accused the Philippines of entering the Chinese territory in the South China Sea. On the other hand, the Philippines said that this area falls in the internationally recognized Special Economic Zone, and it often cites the 2016 international arbitration decision which invalidated China's extensive claims in the South China Sea on historical grounds. It is noteworthy that the South China Sea is rich in oil and gas. Every year, about $3 trillion worth of trade takes place through this route. So that's all in today's episode. See you in the next episode. But before that, let's note down a question based on today's story. What will be the impact of Russia-North Korea relations on geopolitics? For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.